Hey friends, what's up? Redneck Gamer here, and welcome to a tutorial video, the first tutorial video for FS19. And pretty simple, we're going to be looking at the new terrain leveling tool, or terrain editing tool within the game, or landscaping tool, however you want to put it. That's what we're looking at. And pretty much I'm going to show you how to take an area like this and turn it into an area like this. The exact same, plot of land, completely transformed, really. So what we're going to do, let's get out of this real quick, is just head over. Let's actually go to the map real quick. We're going by field 6. Oops. Because you can only do this if you own the land. You can only edit the terrain if you own the land. So let's go ahead and buy. Easy. Let's run on over there just to see what we have sitting over there. So this is just going to be a basic tutorial. I'm not going to go into depth of how I did all that. Not too much depth anyway. And we're obviously not going to be recreating something to that scale. But field 6 is where I think I want to put something. If not, we could even put it right here. Make like another farm adjacent to this. Let's do that. But you do have to own the land, so at least we did buy the land to show you that. So let's build a farm right here. Kind of change the scenery, because right now you can just see for miles. Let's put something here to make it feel more filled in and more whole, I guess. I don't know. So first off, let's say we want to make this a dairy farm. Obviously we want to get our dairy pen. Cow pasture. Let's do a large one, and we're just gonna let's do a little bit of camera rotate. Let's say we want to have it. Okay, that's a little weird. I wish it would give me more options right there. Oh well. Anyways, let's say we want it right here. Sort of near the road, but still off the road, so we still have plenty of space to work. Plop it down. Now obviously before this update and before this feature came out, there would be no way to really take care of these hills it creates, these jagged edges. Well, now there's a way to do that. So let's go into terrain editing. Just a little shovel up here, or the landscaping, and all you do is press enter. Now you get this little ball. You can change the sizes of it with your little arrow keys down on your keyboard. You go right to make it bigger, and you go left to make it smaller. Simple. If you do Control E, you can make the brush stronger, which just means, really it just means the effects that it does is going to be stronger and more noticeable. So if you're doing some leveling like we're just about to do, or smoothing I should say, like we're about to do, you might want to have a greater strength. You can only go up to 3, but if we go right on the edge here and just hold the middle mouse button and drag it along, you see it's raising the terrain. It does remove the field right there, but that's okay. But you can see it's raising the terrain and making it a lot smoother, which is exactly what we're looking for. Now let's say we go over to the back here and decide, you know what, there's not a lot of space right here for us. What we can do is hold down both of our mouse buttons right there, and we can extend it at the exact same level as the terrain already is right there, making it super easy to just add space. Add nice even space behind here. Now let's say you don't want to have this terrain at this level. You want it to go down a little, so you do this. Really, you just find, let's go down a couple brush sizes, because if you go up an embankment, like say right here, see where my mouse is? It's going to match that level of the terrain, and it's going to only flatten up to that point. It's only going to bring the terrain up to that point. Let's say we want to remove all this. Well, we go down here and just do this. Again, that's holding both of your mouse buttons down at the same time and moving around. Let's go back up. That's a little big. Let's go 8. Now let's once again smooth this out just a little bit. If you're wondering how I'm doing the camera, it's just Q and E. Or if you want to go quick, you hold Shift and Q and E. Pretty simple. Let's just level this out again right here and smooth out the edges. Make it not so terrible to drive right up. Very nice. It does remove grass and bushes as well, as you saw right there. So if you do want grass there, all you gotta do, like say you want grass to be growing right here, all you gotta do, take a plow real quick, you know, scratch up the surface, or plow up the surface rather, and plant some grass seed. Unfortunately, that's the best way to do it. You can't just put down grass with this landscaping tool, which is understandable. Since I do have an understanding of the modding, it's just not possible for the game engine to just show the grass all of a sudden like that. A new save game is required to do that. So that's the reason you can't do it. At least that's how it was in 17. I'm assuming that's how it is in FS19 as well. There. Our cowshed is now done. The terrain is nice and smooth all around it. Now let's say we want to add some paths around. Let's actually bring this up right here. Very nice. Just give us a little more working space on that side. Same over here. Just so we have that little bit of extra workspace to put our paths in. Smooth it out real quick. Just real quick. Now we're going to press X to go over to the painting mode. You gotta press X, you can't just click on it. So press X, we are now in the paint mode. Let's bring our brush size down to around 4, that's good path size. And as you can see right down here, we have ground type. This is our, sorry for that noise. This looks like our mud. This seems to be our concrete. Or asphalt rather. Concrete right there. Our dirt. Dirty sand. Or that was sand, this is dirty sand. We got our dead grass kind of looking stuff. We got our normal grass. We got the spotted grass. We got this. Not entirely sure what it is, but we got it. And we got gravel. We got this. Not, I guess that would be like for a riverside. We got mountain rock. We got pure sand. Rough sand again. And we're back to the start. Actually, no we're not. Yes we are. Are we? I don't know anymore. Let's find our grass. Just cover this up real quick. So as you can see, we have quite a bit of options. Let's go to our gravel, which is right here. And let's just paint a little path. Doesn't have to be perfect. It will take you some time to get perfect lines just like that. I'm actually really surprised I was able to do it. Let's put gravel right in here too. Bring it right out to there. Connect the paths up. There we are. Something I like to do with my paths. Obviously I keep my brush size at 4. But I'll make the curves and turns a little wider. Just helps with turning and maneuvering them. There we are. Got a nice little path in right now. And that's really all you need to do. Simple like that. I'm not doing a too terrible job, or too good of a job I should say. Just because I wanted to show you guys this as quick as I can and make this video as short and watchable as possible. Bring the path right around here. Something you will notice if you, say, put your mouse over here and drag it real fast, it'll miss spots. So just make sure you take your time, be thorough about it, because in the end it'll all be worth it. And I don't know if you can see right now. Let's face the camera over here. It does take a little bit of money away, so careful what you do, especially like leveling terrain from this height to this height. It'll pull the F1 up for you. Didn't even realize I had it up. It will, like if we press X, there you can see flatten is both of your mouse buttons. It'll take a good bit of money for you to do this. The actual, you know, laying down gravel and stuff, that doesn't cost too much. The thing that's going to cost you a good bit, or that can cost you a good bit, I should say, is going to be the terrain editing. That's going to be what can cost you a good bit of money. So just make sure you have a good bit of money in your bank account. Doesn't have to be a big bank account. And there we go. Let's say we want to put a little bit of detail in here. You know, just make it look like there's cows actually here. Let's go back to painting. Let's do that. So you can, I don't think I mentioned this actually, but to toggle between ground types is just tab. And if you pass one that you like, you can just shift tab and go back. Very nice. Let's use this real quick. Let's bring our brush size way down to 2 and just kind of sporadically place this kind of in a pattern. Let's say they go over here a lot. Obviously they're going to be going into the barn. They go over to the water trough a good bit, the feed trough, and there we are. We got a little bit of detail in here now. They go over to the gate because they like to inspect what we're doing when we're at the gate. This is a straw area, I think. Yeah, right here. So they're going to be lounging around a lot in here. Make it a little more dirty right here. There you go. So now your cow pasture has a little more detail to it. Doesn't look the greatest with this ground type. Should have picked something else. But you can add that detail later. There you go. Now if you really want to get into landscaping, there's a few mods for you. Let's check those out real quick. We go into our decoration. We have a big tree pack. I will leave the link in the description for you. But you got birches from small to big. You got a maple. You got an alder, which is just an oak. You got palms from small to big. You got pines from small to extra large or big. Those should be flipped around. And you got spruce from small to big. Let's say we want to put just a couple of medium spruces around here real quick. You can do that. Again, if you are on PC, unfortunately this mod is only for PC. These trees are. But you can do that. Simply just place them. Little tip for you, just don't think about it. Just place it. Obviously you don't want to place them too close together, but you don't want them too far apart. You want to fill it in pretty nice. Along roadsides, keep them in rows. Keeps it nice and uniform. Makes it nice to drive by. Sometimes you can leave a gap and put, let's say, an oak tree right there. Give it a little more character. You can even put an oak tree. Okay, you can't put an oak tree in here, but you can put them around the barn. Make it look like the barn's been there for a little bit. Very nice. Now let's say we want to actually make a real big farm right here. Well, let's go here real quick. Let's go in our sheds. I have some American sheds I've downloaded. Again, unfortunately these are PC only mods. I'm sure there will be some for console at some point, some American sheds, but these ones right here are PC only at this time. Let's just place a shed there. We're not really going to worry about the terrain too much. Let's get ourselves a garage going. kind of put it out right here. And let's get ourselves some silos. Let's just put a big one down. Say over here. This will be our grain silo area. Gotta watch that pipe. Keep forgetting that. There we are. We'll just do that for now. Let's put a huge silage bunker in here. Just because we can. Okay, maybe not that. Medium? Can we... Nope. Large. Medium, single. Nope. The small one you can rotate all the way around, can't you? No? They must have changed that, because I could have sworn you could. Let's just put a medium double right in. Let's do it right here. There we are. Awesome. So obviously now, these are just sheds in a field. And it doesn't look too good. So let's bring our brush size up to 12. Let's press X to go back to our terrain editing. Let's just do this real quick. You can't modify the terrain as far as, you know, smoothing and raising up, you know, where there's a placeable. By the way, you can also raise terrain. Raise it by just pressing left click and lower it by pressing right click. Simple. Let's get this all smoothed out. This barn's up on a little hill right here, so make it a nice gradual slope to go up there. Let's just add a little bit of terrain here. There we are. Make a nice gradual slope going up to the barn. There we are. Blend that in all together. And same on this side real quick. There we are. I will say, if you have your brush strength lower, you will not have such dramatic changes in terrain. So like that was 2 clicks right there. That's 1 click right there. If we were to lower this all the way down, and 1 click right here, very, very slow terrain editing, which does come in handy. Because sometimes you don't want to add a huge slope all of a sudden. Sometimes you just want to add a little bit. So if you just want to add a little bit, crank that brush strength all the way down. You can gradually add it very nicely. Let's go around here. Just kind of fill in the area as well. Make it all grass. Or grass texture, I should say. Make it all look uniform and neat. There we are. Let's crank our brush strength real quick down. Right about there. Help us make back here a little smoother. Crank it back up so we can smooth it out very nicely and quickly. There we are. Nice gradual slope down from the bunks. Very nice. Gradual slope up. Yep, that looks good. Smooth that out a little more. Something this terrain tool is or landscaping tool is very good for is really just adding in this grass texture. That way you're not having to... Okay, these silos were... I should have paid more attention to do the silo placement. But that's okay. For this video, it's okay. There we are. But yeah, it's just nice to put this grass texture down and not have to worry about the field texture being there, or the field terrain being there. And all I'm doing to do that is just holding my middle mouse button, which smooths. That way I'm laying down the grass texture as well as making the terrain smoother, if it needs it. If it doesn't, that's okay. There we are. Go in between the buildings. Lower our brush size for that. Whoa. There we are. Can be tricky when you're working close to buildings. Sometimes you gotta make it really, really small. There we are. Very nice. So now it's starting to look like a farm. All we gotta do now, let's find our gravel again. Right there. Bring this back down to let's do 6 for these paths, because these are going to be more of drives. So we can make a path from here. Go down here. Let's say this is kind of the main path right in here. You'll go past the silos and right out to the road. Another little tip for you. When you're making the entrances, you know, connecting to a road like this, make them make them wide and kind of rounded. See how I'm doing that right there? I'm obviously emphasizing or being a little dramatic about it right here, just to show you. You know, make it nice and wide so you can easily turn out or turn in. We can even put gravel up to the bunk very nicely. Can't forget this barn. Probably the biggest barn you can have on a farm. Store all your equipment in there. Same thing when you're connecting paths, just add a little bit of roundness to it. Like right there. Just helps once again with turning and navigating it. Once again, silos aren't in such a good spot, but that's okay. Like I said, for this video, it doesn't really matter. There you go. And that's how you can make a farm with the new 1.2 update for Farming Simulator 19. And on PC with a few mods, you can make a really decent looking farm. And I will be doing that very soon in my Let's Play. So if you're interested in seeing that, stay tuned. Make sure you have that notification bell clicked on. It'll be happening before Christmas, probably within a couple days actually. And yeah, should be very fun. But if this video was helpful at all to you guys, please let me know in the comments below. Show your support. I'm not going to beg for likes or ask you guys for likes at all, or even subscriptions or bell icons or any of that. I just hope you guys have a good day, good night, good week, whenever you're watching this. I hope you have a good time and until next time. See you on the next video. Bye bye.